Well, y'all, it turns out that the ball has shifted yet again. Guys, you cannot track the level of stupid that I'm about to show you. Because remember, Donald Trump was pure evil for the Venezuela strike, pure evil for removing Maduro, even though Maduro was a terrible person, and that kind of landed poorly. Well, now he's terrible because, yeah, they left the other people in charge. So earlier on, Donald Trump was evil because he did it. And now Donald Trump is evil because they left some other people behind. Like, guys, you can't make this up. Actual United States senators are now picking up this line. And I'm going to walk through the entire thing with you right now. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. We have got so much to cover, so much to say for this amazing country. So make sure you are part of this as we move forward. I need your help, and it would be an amazing boon to get around that notification issue with YouTube. All right. Of course, you can follow me on X at Braden LOA, but I'm not going to bury the lead on you. You guys deserve better than that. I'm going to jump right into this. Okay. What would be better, y'all, if we could bring up a clip of Joe Biden before he short-circuited, saying something, you know what? I'm just going to let it play because it's weird how history and tapes and videos, they just come back to haunt these lefties. It consistently happens. That's what happens when you shift your narrative all the time. But anyway, let's keep on going. Take it away, Joe.
For the first time, we are fighting and losing a war on our own soil. Let's go after the drug lords where they live, with an international strike force. There must be no safe haven for these narco-terrorists, and they must know it.
Well, I think they know it now. You know, the irony of this, of Joe Biden of Joe Biden being on tape saying this, and then the Democrats kind of doing things that, you know, are a little similar and slightly hypocritical. You know, when you get called out by CNN, Chris Murphy. Again, I'm going to roll this. This whole thing is going to be rolling, and it's just going to show you the hypocrisy of these people because it's not about anything for the country or the people or the population or freedom or democracy. It's about hating Donald Trump. Watch this.
In 2019, you wrote an op-ed and you called for Maduro to be gone. You said, let's get one thing straight. There should no longer be any debate about Maduro's lack of democratic legitimacy. The Trump administration is right to put restoring Venezuelan democracy at the center of our approach to this crisis. A return to a stable democracy is in the interest of the Venezuelan people and the United States and the hemisphere. We don't know what's going to happen with regard to the civilian leadership there. Tom Cotton was just here saying that he hopes that there are democratic elections. Isn't that what you want?
Well, the rest of that article right, was a criticism of President Trump's early moves to saber rattle around regime change.
All right. Do you see how stupid this is? And you have to, I really want to bring this in. I want to show you something so you fully understand what you're dealing with when you're dealing with lefties like this. The leftist mind virus is strong, but we decode it every day on this channel. What you're looking at is, it doesn't matter what the plug and play is. It doesn't matter the catalyst. It doesn't matter the event. There's always a way you can make it about opposition to Donald Trump. And that's what they took from the shutdown. That's all they understand. Well, we opposed Donald Trump in the shutdown, and because we opposed Donald Trump in the shutdown, our poll numbers went up, and then we got stuffed in the face, and our Democrat leftist protesters on the far left didn't like that. The progressives got mad. So we need to oppose Donald Trump some more. That's the whole point. The man could cure cancer tomorrow, and they would still find a way to oppose it about enriching the medical field. I mean, look, honest to God, they'd find a way. But this is the important piece. You have to understand this. If you're young, if you're new, if you're touching your toe into the political analysis, you have to see this for what it is. These people do not care about anything other than completely and total objection of anything Donald Trump, even if it's good for the country, even if it's good for individuals, even if it's good for your interest rates, even if it's good for your gas rates or gas prices, even if it's good for rent, mortgages, all of that. It doesn't matter. It's about purity testing to ideological norms and standards on the left. That's what you're seeing. Because even in the video I just showed you of Joe Biden saying that we need to go on an international force and kick everybody's ass and make sure they know it. Well, that seemed to just happen. Why are we upset? Chris Murphy comes out and says, you know, we really need a lot of democracy in Venezuela, and we need to get Maduro out, and we need to work with our international levers of power. And, you know, Trump's a big old pansy for not doing it. Then he does it, and now he's bad. Okay, So now we've got some hypocrisy under the belt. We're good. We're just going to go straight into stupid now. Because understand, remember how I always say there's a slide rule of anti-Trumpism. In the first initial gut reaction, it was people like Chris Murphy and Democrats like Chuck Schumer saying that it's bad to remove Maduro. Then, when that stopped polling well and they realized that they were defending a socialist dictator who actively killed his own population and the population was celebrating in the streets at his ouster, they go, well, that's a little uncomfortable. This isn't a really good look. And then they shifted to, well, if he's so bad, why'd you leave his people underneath him in charge? So the goalpost completely shifts. It was bad you did 1, but now it's bad you didn't do 5. You have to understand what they're putting forward. Look, right here. They got rid of Maduro, but let Maduro's corrupt thugs stay in charge. This is 12 hours difference. It's mostly because they want their oil friends to get rich, and Maduro's crowd might let them. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. Look, this is Margaret Brennan on CBS Face the Nation doing the exact same thing. Watch. 1 minute it's bad to get 1 of them. Now it's you're bad because you didn't get 10 of them. Watch. It's on camera.
Described the regime as still in place, essentially. I mean, I'm curious why the Trump administration decided to leave it intact and only arrest Nicolas Maduro and his wife, the person who controls the police, the chief thug, Cabello. He's the interior minister. He's been indicted by the United States. He was in that indictment the administration released. He's a narco-terrorist. There's a $25 million price on his head. He's still in place. The defense minister, who has deep ties to Russia, $15 million price on his head. He is still in place. I'm confused. Are they still wanted by the United States? Why didn't you arrest them if you are taking out the narco-terrorist regime?
You're confused? I don't know why that's confusing to you.
They're still in
power.
power.
It's very simple. You're not going to go in and wrap up. But you can't go. You're going to go in and suck up 5 people. They're already complaining about this one operation.
It's exactly right. This is my whole point. The entire premise of this video and watching all the things that are going on with this, they don't know how to react. You depose a socialist dictator thug that you've literally been decrying for the last 10 years. It happens because Donald Trump does it, and now all of a sudden that's bad. But then when that doesn't poll well, that doesn't work well, the focus groups turn against you. All of a sudden now it's, well, why didn't you do all 5 or 10? Because you're pathetic. Literally, it's beyond pathetic and asinine. Look, I've even got more for you. Here's Chris Murphy again. I really don't like Chris Murphy. I'm not even going to hide it. This guy is a snake in the grass. History shows that America's post-World War II regime changes enthusiasts are almost always wrong. And in Venezuela, it appears Trump has spent billions on a mission that has left the same people in charge. Y'all, they're not serious people. They don't have a consistent thought across any of their ideological pillars. It's only about what they're going to say in that individual moment, hoping and praying that everyone who is listening forgets 10 minutes ago. I'm trying to highlight these things for you because it shows you what these people do in every single individual political opportunity. They're opportunists. They're propagandists. They're paid to say what they're going to say, and it doesn't matter about any type of consistency and congruency of thought. It's all about, what do I say at the moment right now that would poll well? And that is why you're kicking their asses, because everybody can see it. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. Later.